This is going to be interesting. Where am I going to put this? Up here? Oh, it's a bit dusty. There's a spider web. Please don't fall. Anyway, so what the hell is this video? This video is basically like a reading vlog, because guess what I found? I found the whole collection of Mallory towers. I did have 3 of them, but I didn't know where the other 3 were. So I just bought some new ones and I went to a charity shop. And I'm so confident that I can read this in one go, that I've come to do my steps on the treadmill, and I didn't even bring a bookmark. And listen, I'm partial to a dog ear. I'll dog ear the page as long as it's my book, but I don't really want to do that. So I intend to finish this, if I can, before I get off the treadmill. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm going to try and check in where I can, because I don't remember exactly what happens in this. If you don't know what Mallory Towers is, it's by Enid Blyton. It's about this girl, she goes to a boarding school, la la la. I believe there are 181 pages. The writing is not too small, so I think I can do this. I'm just going to walk on the treadmill at a pretty leisurely pace. Let's see how long it takes. I'm going to put out like a workout, an indoor walk workout, so I'll know how long I've been reading for. I've done 3,940 steps now, so let's see how many steps I can do while reading the whole of this book, because I just feel like this is very efficient, you know? Steps, exercise, reading. I mean, not that this is probably the most mentally stimulating thing, but listen, let a girl read what a girl wants to read. She doesn't want to be reading non-fiction all of the time. In fact, I don't really want to be reading non-fiction most of the time, but that's not the point. Anyway, so I'm going to read this. Let's give it a crack. I'll probably check in after the first chapter. Knowing me, first chapter is only 9 pages long anyway. In fact, it seems pretty consistently between 7 to 10 pages per chapter, so not too bad. Let's get going. Okay, so I'm 1 chapter in, and they've just given her £5 to last the whole term. I swear to God, the cost of living is crazy. £5? Are you joking? A hot chocolate costs £3.90 from the van man that I go to. That sounds so weird, but he's got a little coffee truck. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, also, I'm not really sure why she wants to be friends with Alicia at this point. That's interesting. What else? Gwendolyn's getting a lot of slack. Not slack. He's getting a lot of flack. Is that the word? For, like, missing her mom. God, I feel I would not act like her, but I think they need to be like, okay, like, we understand why you miss your mom. I don't know why they're being crazy. But also, is Miss Potts like a freaking psychic or something? Because she has read all these girls and we're 9 pages in. Like, she already knows how they're going to behave, which is crazy. I'll probably check in when something important happens. So, we'll see. Okay, so I absolutely think I could finish this book in one sitting. I'm currently on page 58. But I'm kind of getting tired and hungry now, which is not ideal. I've been walking for like almost half an hour. I just got to the bit where, sorry, there's spoilers if you cared, but I got to the bit where Daryl saw Gwendolyn push Mary Lou under the water and she's struggling. And so now she's losing her temper, and I forgot about that. She's losing her temper and like threatening, like not threatening, but being like, that's horrible, someone needs to teach you a lesson. And then the head girl's like, don't like shout at her, like that's not very nice, like there's better ways. And she's like, you should be ashamed, everyone should be ashamed, la la la. So that's an interesting take. She's gone from like loving the school to like hating the school in about 1 second, but I guess what else can you expect of a 12-year-old? I think I'll probably read another chapter, decide how I feel, and then maybe give it a little bit of a break and then go back to reading. But I could read this in one sitting, just saying, just got tired now. Right, pals, it is the next day. Sorry for me looking a mess. I'm going to read a bit more of this because I prioritised Traitors last night rather than this. But I've already done my leg workout and I'm just going to walk on the treadmill as like a cool down and see if I can crack through a few more chapters maybe. So let's see how far I get. I think I was a bit optimistic saying I could. I mean, I could, but on a day when I'm not tired. But I need to do this, quickly make my breakfast and then start work. So another day, another gym session. I'm going to end it again with like a little walk and get a little bit further through. I started using my car key as a bookmark, by the way, but I'm on page 83. So I didn't make as much dent, but it's kind of nice. It's like an easy read while I'm like on the treadmill or whatever. And also, I promise I do change my clothes. I just have multiple tops that look really similar. Okay, so enough about that. I feel like I haven't really been giving you much of an update on the book, but it's mostly because like stuff's happening, but like not happening. So maybe a summary at the end is more worthwhile, you know? I completely forgot to say, but I finished this last night, and honestly, I could see why I loved this as a child. It is a little bit childish, obviously, and immature, but I can see why this is so lovely. Why did they not make a TV show of this is what I want to know. It was really quite entertaining. The writing is quite formal, but I guess that's kind of good for children, because you're teaching them a better way. It's also teaching some valuable lessons. Also, I was so glad that Daryl finally decided that Sally was the better friend to have over Alicia or Alicia, whatever her name is, because I think at one point the teacher made a good point that like when the like half-term report was coming out and Daryl hadn't done so well, but Alicia had done well, even though she's like messes about. And then the teacher, Miss Potts, was like, yeah, some people are able to do that and it's annoying, but that just means you need to be more self-aware. And I just think that's such a, like, I know this is in a school setting, but I think it's a really great way of putting it, because oftentimes the people you are around or surrounding yourself with is how you will start acting or becoming. So if you're, not that there's anything wrong with this, but if you are around people who enjoy a party lifestyle, you're more likely to do that, and that's absolutely fine. But if you're around people who, I don't know, like to bake, you might be more likely to, or you might be more inclined to have those kind of interests. Same with like if you come from a family where your like family sport is football, or versus if you come from a household where your family sport is rugby, and that's what everybody watches. So yeah. Now I have to give it to my mom because she's reading it, and then my little cousin, she's 8, she was eyeing it up, so I think I'll give it to her too, because it makes sense, because I think I was probably like 7 or 8 when I was reading these, so it will be good vocab practice for her.